March 23rd, 2015 was definitely the scariest day of her life, and it made one of the funnest weekends one of the most memorable, but not in a good way. She and 6 of her closest friends were on a long weekend cruise celebrating her 50th birthday. She said she should have known something would go wrong when they didn't ship out on time due to some technical difficulties. Well, they say hindsight is 2020. They had a great time all weekend, going to the beach, swimming with dolphins, dancing, seeing shows, and more. That all ended on Sunday evening at 9:45. They left the dining room to return to their cabin and pack the bags. They were staying in 3 cabins at the back of the boat, all side by side so they could connect their balconies and enjoy the view. To get to their rooms, they had to walk down a long, narrow hallway to the back of the boat. As they were all walking down in a row, each person individually noticed that the boat seemed to be leaning to the right. She asked the others if they noticed if the boat was leaning, and they all replied yes. At this moment, you could hear a pin drop, and none of them spoke the rest of the way to the rooms. She opened the door to her cabin, and as they entered, they noticed the closet door was wide open, and all the desk drawers were open. They said they felt the boat tipping to the right again. In that second, she thought to herself, this was it. We're going to drown. She felt horrible because all these women came to celebrate her birthday, and it will end in such a tragedy. She and her sister-in-law locked eyes and reached into the closet to get their life jackets. As she did that, an announcement came over the speaker system saying, "Oscar, Oscar, Oscar, deck 4 aft." They had no idea what it meant and were petrified that the boat was going to sink. A few minutes later, the captain came over the loudspeaker and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. I have some unfortunate news that there has been a report of someone going overboard, so we've turned the ship around to go look for them. I will be in touch." Now they had a feeling not of fear, but of nausea and worry for whoever that person was, and praying they could soon locate him. After about 5 minutes, the captain made an announcement that all the crew members should report back to their staterooms. They asked the room steward why they did this, and he told them it was to make sure that the person who went overboard wasn't a crew member, or if it was a passenger. 20 minutes later, the captain came on and said all the crew was accounted for and that all passengers must report to their room until further notice. Every area of the ship was going to be shut down. At this point, they knew it had been a passenger, but didn't know who. Her room steward came in and had to physically look at each person in their room to account for them. After waiting 30 minutes, the captain started paging passengers by name and asking them to return to their rooms. He started calling 10 names, then 6, then 4, then 2. All while this was going on, they were out on their balcony, and you could see the crew and the lifeboats in the water with large lights looking for the person. It was very eerie, as it was pitch black, and you could not hear a thing other than the helicopters flying overhead and the workers shouting to each other. Eventually, a Coast Guard boat joined in the search. They heard a loud scream from a female voice and assumed they either found the person or the person that went overboard was with this woman. Unfortunately, that was true. A man in his 30s was on the cruise with his best friend, and she believes alcohol played a factor in him jumping overboard. He was on the 12th floor and was climbing over the railing when a teenager came out of the arcade and saw him jump. The teenager ran back into the arcade and screamed for help. To this day, he has still not been found, and he leaves behind his 12-year-old daughter.
Oh my.